Just a disclaimer before we get into this video. This was a very long process, so it took me multiple days to get it finished. So a lot of the videos are just me jumping around doing stuff. And with this, I ran into a lot of issues. So a lot of the times I was getting frustrated and I just didn't want to record what was happening. If you ever run into problems, just look it up online to see if there's any way you can figure it out, or talk to a buddy, because that can really help you figure out how to get things done. Like, they might have ideas that you might never have thought of and whatnot. But I hope you enjoyed. This video is about suspension work. So I installed lowering springs and some front end adjustable sway bar end links. So these two are for the rear, those two are for the front. So right now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna put the rears on. So just jack up the back, and then I'll explain it later, but it's just a bolt and then you lower the, I don't know what it is, lower the sway bar or something. Yeah. And then take the old ones out, just slide the new ones back in. We're just gonna disconnect this bolt. I think I'm just gonna grab the nut on the back side because the exhaust is in the way. So after we do that, we can just lower this and then we can just get that spring up. So I don't even think you have to take the wheels off of the back. There's a nut right here that's an 18. So I just used a breaker bar to get that off. But once you're done with that, I'm just taking a wrench and then coming behind it and prying it off. And if you don't have enough room, just bang this until you have enough room. So
you also might need an alignment after this?
Yeah, but whatever.
Yep.
Alright, so that's that. Now we'll pry at it. See how it goes.
Also, watch yourself because it does fly out. Sort of.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Give me that bigger one. Hammer.
I know how to take care of it. Ready? Hold on to this. Let me kick it.
Give her a good kick, and she just kind of flops out. You just pull her out just like that. So you're gonna take this plastic part off. So first you wanna remove this, and then there's some stuff, blah, 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 I'll explain. But then you can get the bolts for the top of the strut. But right now what we're gonna do is we need to take this bracket off. This is the brake line bracket. And you wanna take this off. This is the ABS bracket.
Just a simple top bolt up there.
Yeah, there's bolt there.
Bolt down there.
Yeah, bolt on the back. And then this whole thing kind of clamps around the strut. So we're gonna need to take that back bolt off, and then that'll be free. And then what we do is we'll just push down the whole like knuckle assembly, and then we should be able to get it out from the bottom. But so we'll start that now. All right, so change of plans. We couldn't get the ABS sensor bracket off, the ABS bracket.
Just a simple top bolt up there.
Are you sure about that?
Which connects to the strut. And we found that the best way to get it off is using an impact, but I don't have an impact. So we're here at Colm's house in his shop. And so he's got an impact we're gonna use, and hopefully we can just get those off real quick. And then, you know, bada bing, bada boom, next thing, lowering spring, she's low. Right, so we got all the stuff off, and now we're actually working on the strut. So it like clamps around the strut back here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a piece of metal in between so that we can spread them cheeks. And then we can get the strut out. So yeah, I put the nut in, or I put the bolt in backwards. And right now I'm just tightening it up. And so once it pushes against that metal and I keep tightening, it'll keep wanting to go. And it'll spread the clamp.
By the way, with the sway bar mount and also the ABS mount, you have to put a pair of vice grips on either the rubber part or something and tighten them down as physically tight as possible. And then take an impact, then smack it. and then it'll come right out.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Butt cheeks. All right, ran into an issue. It's right here because we did the metal thing, which is literally what everyone tells you to do. We put the metal in there and stretched this apart. Now our bolt, because both of the parts are like this, it's at like an angle instead of straight, so the bolt won't go back through. And so we need to try and figure out some way how to compress this.
Day 2.
Just left my car over here at Colm's house, but I got the one side in. I got the left side in. Shut the fuck up. So I got this side in. I got the coil in there. I didn't really video taking it off. After you get the strut out, we just used spring compressors, and they're a lot easier and safer than you'd think. Like there was.
You should use an impact though, because it's a lot faster.
Yeah, and definitely use an impact for it. But so did that, and then installed this one, and I didn't have any problems with that clamp because I learned not to keep that metal part in there, or else it kind of just stays open. So got that done, put the wheel back on. So this side's completely done. Right now we're just waiting for a buddy to come help us. He works at a shop, so we're thinking he can help us out. But so we just need to get this clamped, put that bolt in, put the wheel on, and it's done.
Later.
So while putting on the lowering springs, this sway bar got a little bent. So today we're installing some adjustable sway bar end links because mine are broke. I'm gonna take this top bolt off, just like that. And then the bottom one, kind of a pain, because you got the vice grips right there, and you only have a little bit of room down here, and you can't really go up that far. You only get a few clicks in, and this wheel liner, fender liner, is in the way. And so you can't really do much. I got the bottom part off, or I got the whole thing off, and so now we're putting the new one on. The only thing I think we might run into is that the sway bar, when I took it off, it moved up. So we're gonna have to hold that down and then put this in. All right, so driving back from Colm's house, we went on a little test drive just to like see how it felt. And honestly, I can say like it feels way smoother. I mean, driving around with a bent sway bar end link, whenever I would drive, not even like doing a pull or anything, it would just kind of veer to that side, and I'd get like more torque steer and whatnot. But so with the new ones on, it's super smooth, and honestly I think it makes it just that much, like a little bit more stiff. One thing that I noticed, if somebody else is doing this, is that when you're putting them on, have the front end up, so both the wheels in the air, because if not, you're gonna have too much load on one side, and the sway bar is gonna want to I think bend either up or down, so it's just gonna make it that much harder to get the sway bar and link on there. So have both the fronts up, and then you can get it in there pretty easily. So here's how it turned out. In the rears, I think it looks pretty good. It kind of tucks a little, and then up front with the sway bar end links, it also lowered it maybe like another ½ inch, but we got like 2 fingers in there.
That's what she said.
And then in the back, like It's probably, yeah, it's only like one finger. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said in the beginning, it was kind of all over the place, but be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna have a playlist up with all my other Focus ST videos. But next thing for the Focus is we're gonna get some tint on this car. There's nothing and you can just see right through it. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Be sure to look out for that video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.